So, I wanted to talk about something that maybe my mind is just a little conspiratorial on, but nothing ever happens in a vacuum, in my opinion, and nothing ever happens independently of itself, especially not in the days and times that we live in. So, recently, well, not to say recently, but probably about a month or so, maybe a month and a half ago, they made my full time job made us take this actor shooter active shooter training, and it was talking about, well, the gist of the whole thing was how to handle a mass shooting uh, when you're at work, certain things to be on the lookout for, yada yada yada. So one of the scenarios in the the training course was workplace violence. It happens. And so I remember shortly after that, they had the sheriffs and I think a couple of his deputies, and they were going throughout the whole building, and they were talking about uh, strategies and how to make things more secure. Um, so the company itself owns us. We used to be our own independent company, and then I guess several years before I started, they bought out them or took them over, and now officially we are under their name. So they have three locations, and Missouri is one of them. And well, they actually have several, but there's one in Missouri, one here in New York, and yesterday, of course, no one probably outside of like upper management is probably checking their work email on a Sunday evening. But there was an email sent out, and it was talking about an actual employee that worked in Missouri that threatened to harm somebody at a Missouri location. Now, I'm not from the Midwest. I don't know what you would call that. Midwest, the South, Midwest. I don't know what. Um, but I just know that everything that they've tried to do, particularly at my job, so far as security goes, has been more and more of an infringement upon the individual. Not to be more diligent, not to look out, not to um, be aware of your surroundings, but let's put more security on you that you now have to conform to. And I get it. And to an extent, I get it. But now it seems like they want to prevent people from putting badges, even though they have it on them, they don't want them to wear it in certain places. And the reason why I feel very um, suspicious about this is because it's come up subtly, um, and every now and again in certain emails about uh, where they would like people to place their badges. Because a lot of people, especially women, they put them in their purse or whatnot because a lot of them are wearing, if you ask me, they're wearing clothes like if they're going to a cookout or if they're going to the club and they're trying to find somebody. But that's neither here nor there what this video is about. So a lot of the women usually put it in their purse or they carry it in their hand. Now they want people to put it on them. Now I get it to a certain degree, but had not these other events taken place prior to this, because you would think the last thing you would be concerned about is being able to see someone's badge if there's a problem or there's a fear that someone might harm other people in their workplace. Seeing their badge isn't going to help that problem. You understand what I'm saying? So, how did we get from someone in Missouri threatening somebody to now everybody at across all the locations across the United States now have to wear a badge? This thing they want people to wear now. It's like I guess if you ever seen like the movies with the undercover cops, they have like the little their badge like around their neck on this little thing, and it's becoming more and more, not just in like in work, but just in general, this fear mongering of let's take more and more of your privacy away. Now, it's always a fine line when you talk about security and privacy, but I find it highly disturbing that it's been a constant chipping away. Not that it was popular for the moment and now it's gone away. Now, anytime there's an event, let's try to bring it back to accomplishing whatever the purpose is. Because I honestly don't know what the purpose is. But it's to me very suspicious that we have this active shooter training and we get told that there was a situation that happened thousands of miles away from us in New York down in Missouri. Shouldn't you be worried about that at Missouri? Shouldn't if you're gonna have any security concerns in New York, we're already under the eye of Big Brother. There's not a place you can go in that building where there's not a camera pointing at you at some point in time. And especially at all of the entrances. It's monitored by security guards now, which that was never the case. It was always monitored by a receptionist. So we've taken, or they have taken, all this security measures in New York, and now that everything is all but you're all but like in a 6x6 cell. Okay. Now the biggest issue now is we have to see your badge at all times. Maybe this is something, maybe this is nothing. But at the end of the day, my suspiciousness about it is deeper because I have been doing a lot of research in other areas of other walks of life that to me this doesn't seem to add up. Maybe it's just me, and more than likely it is just me, but it doesn't make sense. And I don't honestly understand how seeing someone's badge is somehow going to prevent them from killing you. This is the funny thing about cameras. They only watch you die. They don't prevent you from dying. So you can be okay or you can ridicule me for what I'm saying and how I personally feel about all this. But at the end of the day, isn't that what most people do anyways? They take out their cell phones and they watch you get murdered. And then they upload it online. And then they say, damn, that's fucked up. Well, Star,